This will be a collision. No other way to put it. There's going to be a lot of beef in this ring. And a trio that has really revolutionized how the entire business has viewed them against a trio that has done much the same, branching out of Pittsburgh and becoming a huge, huge deal as free agents.
Right, and this is another match here at WrestlePit with championship implications. Thank you to Arkham Realty for sponsoring our show tonight, and thank you to Mythical Beards for sponsoring this main event in particular. Awesome sponsors tonight. Couldn't do this without you.
Well, if you follow independent professional wrestling, you know of Gannon Jones Jr. in the middle, Pro Wrestling's All-Star. You know of the metahuman, Duke Davis in the back left. You may not know about the third entity in this trio, the Iceman Tony Johnson, who's a little more under the radar. He's a little more one of Pittsburgh's best-kept secrets. But he's won major championships here, and he's been riding the road with Duke Gannon for the past several years. Tony Johnson is one of those guys who is good enough, but hasn't had that break, that moment, that opportunity, that career-defining win. Tonight could be that moment if Tony Johnson, Gannon, and Duke become Ring of Honor World Six-Man Tag Team Champions. And let's be honest, the state of the industry is in flux right now. There's forbidden doors opening everywhere, and we don't really know what Ring of Honor is going to look like a few months from now. Could it have TME as one of their focal points? It could happen.
And as you said before, these are hometown favorites. A lot of appreciation in the crowd. The thing too, Joe, is when you have spent years watching people from your town competing, to see them get a huge opportunity like this in front of you, you can't help but root for them.
Without question. At one point, Duke and Gannon held, I believe, 4 different sets of tag team championships in the tri-state area. They branched out to ESW up in Buffalo, Beyond Wrestling over on the East Coast. Several appearances on AEW Dark have Duke and Gannon. When you look at these guys, you know, it's not if, it's when they get that major contract, that major championship, that major run, and it could start right here live on Fight and Title Match Wrestling Network for Blastoff. And there you have one of the financiers and the mouthpiece in many ways of Shane Taylor Promotions, the Rev Ron Hunt. He brings in Moses, followed by Khan. They are the SOS, the Soldiers of Savagery. And now the promoter and CEO of Shane Taylor Promotions, the namesake that has built the brand, that has been out to prove that those that don't normally get the opportunities, don't get the chances, don't get the free rides to the top, can still earn every step of it and show they can be top dogs as well.
And truly, once Shane Taylor made this mindset known, once Shane Taylor Promotions united in this common goal, they have been virtually unstoppable.
274 days as Ring of Honor World Six-Man Tag Team Champions. They've defeated the likes of Nexus Squad, Bandito, Famito, Les Urus, Incoherence, Delirious, Halloween, and Frightmare, La Facción Ingobernable, Kenny King, Dragon Lee, La Bestia del Ring. These men have triumphed over all, and they find competition from the outside of the ROH walls tonight. Will it be another successful title defense, or will TME play spoiler? Shane Taylor cut his teeth here in Pittsburgh for many years, competing for many top promotions, of course a Cleveland native, before relocating down to Texas some years ago.
And Phil Stamper here with the introductions.
Phil Stamper looks so tiny right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for your main event. This match is sponsored by Mythical Beers and is for the Ring of Honor 6-Man Tag Team Championship. Introducing first to my right, the challengers. Weighing in a combined total weight of 720 pounds and hailing from the City of Champions, Cannon Jones, Duke Davis, Iceman, Tony Johnson. This is the main event.
And the crowd here is already erupting in TME chants.
And the champions, being escorted to the ring by the Red Ron Hunt, they are Khan, Moses, and the baddest of all time, the CEO captain of Shane Taylor Promotions, Shane Taylor himself, also the VIP World Heavyweight Champion, your Ring of Honor 6-Man Tag Team Champions, Shane Taylor Promotions.
It's a mouthful of an introduction, but every accolade has been earned. Shane Taylor Promotions has not waited for opportunity to come their way. They've made their own luck, and it's paid off big.
And interestingly, Joe, the TME chant became an STP chant. This crowd, rather than being divided, I think is rooting for both teams here. That's the kind of match we're going to get.
It's a great sentiment, but it can only go so far. Only one team can be left standing, as you see the Ring of Honor World 6-Man Tag Team Championship that's been defended across this world, live on pay-per-view, coast to coast and continent to continent. But for the first time, we're seeing it defended here in Pele Pro Wrestling and WrestlePit as referee Bobby Williams calls for the Code of Honor. This is officially an ROH sanctioned matchup with the titles at stake.
Whoa!
And of course, the Code of Honor has become a little bit more of a suggestion in recent years. It's much more lax. You can choose to accept the handshake, or you can do what Shane Taylor just did. And Duke's ire has been raised, and Duke can be a hothead. Duke is probably the most emotional man in this matchup under normal circumstances, let alone Shane Taylor's attempt at be a mind game disrespect. Read it how you want. He's in Duke's head.
And the referee separating these teams so this match can finally start.
Shane Taylor seems satisfied with his handiwork. Well, it's going to be Khan on the right side of the ring, starting out with Tony Johnson, called in many ways the Iceman because of, not to use more cold puns, I know you're chilly, Veda, but it's his demeanor inside the ring. He's very meticulous with his offense, and we'll see how he fares with somebody like Khan, who is not just competed in Ring of Honor, but he's also competed in Pele Pro rings in Texas as well.
And it's important to note that these are the ROH 6-Man championships, and what we have here are two units.
Yeah.
Two teams. Oftentimes, when you see something like a 6-man tag match, you'll have three individuals who are just thrown together in a team. But Shane Taylor Promotions, obviously as the champions, very, very used to competing as a trio. But also the main event, they're a unit. They're a cohesive group. It's rare that we will see this.
Just because Tony Johnson has not gotten the headlines of Duke and Gannon, do not mistake that for him being a weak link. He's just a bit under the radar and perhaps even more motivated to show out tonight. An aggressive collar and elbow. Khan and Moses are used to being the aggressors. And I don't know they're going to have that advantage in this matchup as Tony tries to trap the shoulders. Can't catch anybody sleeping in there. Tony Johnson could have won this thing if Khan wasn't paying attention. And notice Tony's trying to create some distance, break that grip, get the scissors counter.
Yeah, and although this match looked like it was going to start out pretty heated, it's gone back to a more technical contest, which, like you said, maybe that's the Iceman.
Yeah.
The cool demeanor, sort of cooling things down, slowing things down.
That's the thing about Tony, is he does not show a lot of emotions. And I don't necessarily want to compare him to a Dean Malenko, because I think it's unfair to compare anybody to Dean Malenko, to be honest with you. But Tony's got that focus.
The precision, the
Yeah.
deliberation.
Yeah, and he's very much in his own head. He's very calculated about whatever he does. And I think that was a great call by TME to start off Tony and maybe let Duke cool down for a bit.
Right, because now this can even this back up. Whoa. Onto his feet.
Beautifully done. And a deep arm drag.
And Tony holding on with that arm bar. Got control.
And a handful of hair by Khan back into the STP corner.
And Moses is tagged in.
A self-described 300-pound missile is Moses.
Oh!
Senton in, Moses on top. 2 count only.
Early teamwork by STP.
And Tony lands at his feet. And here comes Pro Wrestling's All-Star. And even though he's 6'5", Gannon, for my money, the most agile on Team TME.
He's 6'5", but I'm going to be honest with you, none of the men in this match looks particularly huge, only because they're all gigantic.
Yeah, it's 6 skyscrapers facing off. These two teams have met before, speaking of the Soldiers of Savagery and the main event, at a Future of Honor event at the MCW Arena in Joppa, Maryland. And SOS picked up the victory there. That's certainly in the back of the mind of Duke and Gannon.
But with championship implications, I just think this match becomes so much more important.
Oh, it does, without question. It's a career changer, one way or the other. Incredible leapfrog by Gannon to get over top of Moses, who's no small man, and a couple of collisions.
No one going down.
Yeah. The momentum's driving them, but they're right back in the fight. Something's got to give, and neither man wants to be the first to let up.
And neither man has to, because Shane Taylor is going for the tag.
And Shane Taylor.
And this is what we've been building to here.
And you notice Shane smiling like a butcher's dog, as Mike Lang might say, because he knows that there's still some space in Duke Davis's head that he had rented at the outset of the segment. You heard Shane. He's not here for headlocks. He's here to throw hands, and Duke Davis will oblige.
Okay, so I think we're done with the technical wrestling Dean Malenko portion of the match.
I'd be inclined to agree. Duke Davis throwing forearms at the 300-plus pounder and Shane Taylor. The double throat thrust a la Tracy Smothers to stunt Duke Davis. Jeez.
Full extension on that boot, too. Now we got some quick tags happening on the part of the main event.
And that's something Shane Taylor didn't see coming. He didn't realize Gannon was legal until it was too late. Now Tony's in.
Whoa.
Jeez.
Handspring into Gary. Little triple team offense here.
Well, you got 5 to get in and out. Make the most of it, gentlemen.
Oh! And it might have taken all 3 men to get Shane Taylor over with that suplex. But that's what you want to do here. If you have a trio, you want to use everyone. Quick tags, taking advantage of the fact that you can be in the ring for a triple team for a short period of time, as long as you don't get disqualified. And Shane Taylor Promotions, they are on the outside. This is a position that I don't think they're used to being in.
Not at all. Are you surprised Shane Taylor Promotions needs a moment to regroup?
Again, this is a psychological advantage on the part of the main event as well.
Yeah. and not something that maybe I expected to see. And TME know they have to go on the offense. They got to take the fight to the outside. STP, if they can re-strategize, if they can reassert themselves, oh, it may be different. But Duke and Shane Taylor are fighting back here. Look out by the entranceway. It's Moses and Johnson. Gannon's down. Khan's got Johnson.
And again, just in case you couldn't tell by the basketball hoops in the background, we're in a gymnasium. This floor has no give. There are no mats.
Yeah, they will feel the impact of every single shot on that floor as Khan and Johnson.
Oh.
Johnson got hung up, and Shane Taylor. My God, one of the most heavy-handed
This
men.
could be it. Oh.
Out of near
Whoa.
fall. Dana, we've seen Shane Taylor knock people out with one punch. That could have been it.
I thought that was over. I don't know if that was instinct or what, that kick out.
Yeah, in a matter of seconds, Shane Taylor can change the game. He's done just that. STP on top of things now. Frequent tags. Moses leads to Khan entering.
And like sharks in the water, in and out, have isolated their opponent in the corner, grinding him into that corner, into that turnbuckle pad.
And they have isolated the least largest, let's say, member of TME.
Yeah, not smallest.
Yeah.
Correct.
So they can utilize that mass, that size, that strength that STP loves to do.
And that temper of the Duke you were talking about, he was inadvertently distracting the referee while he tried to get inside to save his partner, who's now doing his best to fight his way out of the corner, but ugh.
There's not many men that can take you off your feet with just one chop, but Moses did it a moment ago with Tony Johnson. SOS double team.
Oh!
The knee into the senton. And now Khan into the cover. 2 count.
Johnson kicks out.
Just something as simple as a Moses knee lift sent Tony Johnson for a loop.
Referee making sure those hands are open. Khan, I think, less concerned about that.
Yeah, Khan the aggressor, and STP keeping the frequent tags.
Taylor is legal, though.
That's bad news if you're Tony Johnson.
Oh!
You could sense impending doom any second. And Shane Taylor gave Tony Johnson a few last moments of horror before the chop. Tony trying to fight back.
Maybe this fired Tony Johnson up a little bit. Because he's,
Oh, God!
sorry, he was running on adrenaline.
Beatty, you got 2 choices. You fire up or you perish at this point. That's all you have.
I would say that maybe Tony Johnson's regretting that decision, but I don't know if he remembers making that decision anymore.
Yeah, and Shane Taylor's not done yet. If it's not bad enough for Shane Taylor to rock your boat, imagine the Rev Ron Hunt out there talking trash while he does it.
Johnson, though, fighting back again. Hits the ropes. Whoa!
Oh!
I thought for a second that might have been the opening that Johnson needed. That opening has been closed.
Yeah, Shane Taylor's going to take Johnson's face and open what's closed and close what's open. And by the time he's done, we may have the retained 6-man tag team championships on Shane Taylor Promotions side.
And Moses got the tag. He is legal now. STP essentially isolating. Oh, look at the chest of Tony Johnson. Essentially isolating their opponent. There's a cover.
It's Tag Team 101. You can go back to the Andersons. You cut the ring off at its hypotenuse, and you go to work. And Tony's got a couple of heavy hitters waiting for him. But the question is if Tony can get there and in time.
I mean, quite honestly, this match could end without another tag ever being made. But not if Tony Johnson has his say. Ah!
Gannon and Duke trying to will Tony on, but that bear hug is cinched in tight around the rib cage. This will constrict the breathing, and for somebody who's already not really having his wits about him, in Tony Johnson, if you can't breathe, you can't defend yourself. Yeah.
ducked the enziguri, saw that one coming.
Absolutely. I think Moses, the kick came in a bit off target because Johnson doesn't have his equilibrium. And Moses let Johnson make that mistake.
And Johnson is crawling, but he's not crawling towards his own corner.
He's just crawling to get away at this point or just regain his faculties.
There it is. That connected.
But Moses is still on his feet and still between Johnson and salvation here. Oh.
Oh!
And that may have been the last best shot the Iceman had. Paddle counter roll. Moses counters. And Johnson drops Moses.
Just implanted Moses into the corner. But again, Moses' prone form, it lies between the TMA corner and Tony Johnson. He still has to physically make that tag.
Johnson and that blood-blistered chest has a hell of a roadblock here, but Moses needs a tag as well.
Yeah, he's crawling over towards his own corner.
Both men inching. Shane Taylor's in. And here comes Pro Wrestling's All-Star. Jones Jr. unloading on everybody.
And he is fresh, waiting on the apron, ready to go.
Cannon measuring his opponents on all sides.
Corner to corner.
Cannon using that quickness. Doing what he can. Off the top of the somersault senton.
Cover on Shane Taylor, no.
Shane Taylor Promotions less than 1 second away from losing the Ring of Honor World Six-Man Tag Team Championships. And notice Shane Taylor now sent into TME territory, and Duke Davis makes a blind tag.
Whoa!
Oh, check out the power of the atomic drop.
Into the blockbuster. There's a cover.
2-0. Duke nearly able to pin the man who spit in his hand at the outset of this matchup.
And to set up that blockbuster, Duke lifted Shane Taylor right off his feet.
Yeah, that's insane power. That's just the will to win taken over. And Duke's in the best shape of his life, too. That doesn't hurt either. Straight boot kicking through the face of Shane Taylor.
Oh! Duke tossed to the outside.
Hard landing. Here's Tony Johnson. Oh, Khan caught him. Khan catches Johnson.
Oh!
Jeez, that cutbuster. And Shane Taylor, 300 plus pounds. That'll do it. No, Cannon bails out Tony Johnson.
Just at the last second, Johnson is hurt. Clutching his torso.
Yeah, and the referee has lost complete control of this matchup.
Do you want to tell Khan to get out of the ring?
I would, but you need
Okay.
to. Oh.
Duke, though, doing his best to fight off 3 opponents on his own.
Yeah, Duke's a one-man trios team now. There's Gannon with the assist. What is this?
Up on the second.
TME do not scale the ropes that often, and I can't remember when they've done it at the same time before. Oh, but it leaves them a target for Shane Taylor.
Oh!
For Khan. And Moses got the worst of it. Shane Taylor and Khan sacrificed Moses to deal a heavy blow to Duke and Gannon.
That's only 1 out of 3. And someone needs to go poke their head under the apron and just check the integrity of the ring, just to make sure we're good to go here.
And Tony Johnson's got a chance, crossbody.
He connected with the crossbody that time. Oh, no, no, no.
Oh, Khan caught Johnson.
Oh, Alabama slam nearly sent Johnson through the canvas.
And Duke, choke bomb.
Oh!
With authority. Oh, Duke is so focused, so determined, but Moses is there.
Big overhead chop. Sends Duke to the outside.
Hey, Veda, who's legal? There you go. Oh, God.
You know, we can dub that line in later and I'll get it right.
Referee Bobby Williams is
Oh, we're
legal.
live?
We'll go with that.
Okay.
And Shane Taylor with a live round right to the face.
Okay, Shane Taylor, I think, has decided he's legal. I'm not going to question it. Troy Johnson throws the boot.
And,
Whoa!
Oh, Johnson evades. Caught him with a sick kick. Shades of Ring of Honor alum Roderick Strong, but is it enough? No! And Johnson half a second away from that career-defining moment we talked about. And you got fans chanting TME, you have fans chanting STP. Battle lines are drawn in this World Six-Man Tag Team Championship matchup.
Oh, what a knee strike.
Taylor is dazed, but not down.
Whoa.
Oh, right to the clavicle with that head. Goes Shane Taylor.
Package pile driver. Annihilation.
And that'll do it. Marcus Garvey driver puts it away. Shane Taylor Promotions have won, but Veda, they had to earn every step of it along the way. And the Marcus Garvey driver, that packet pile driver, was able to put Tony Johnson away. But man, Johnson took a hell of a beating in this matchup. Duke, Gannon, Tony, they all held their own. And there were a couple of times it looked like that forbidden door would be kicked open and we'd have history made tonight.
Absolutely. Johnson was just a hair away from victory after that sick kick. Joe, that was a fight. That was a main event match, but that was a fight.
And you see that determination in the eyes of one of professional wrestling's most intense warriors. Shane Taylor, no doubt calling out the world, but no one has left the ring. This looks like it could explode again.
Before this match started, you stuck your hand out. It's a sign of respect, and I told you, you had to earn it first. I'll be damned if you boys didn't do that. Do you realize that all around the world, different people's asses
Shane Taylor calls out the world after successful World Six-Man Tag Team title defense. It's not easy to earn the respect of STP, but TME did just that. Their day wasn't tonight. It could be tomorrow. It'll be very, very soon. You got to believe they have a huge opportunity in front of them, no matter where it is. But STP, they want it all. They want everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here this evening. We appreciate each and every
Beta Scott, what a night it has been here on Fight TV, Title Match Wrestling Network. We've seen a little bit of everything. What an inaugural broadcast for WrestlePit.
Absolutely, Joe. I'm so excited to be part of this WrestlePit and Paley Pro Wrestling coming together here in Pittsburgh, showcasing both the Pittsburgh stars and stars from all around America. I'm so happy I got to be part of it. Thank you so much, Joe.
Thank you. I couldn't have done it without you.
Well, I mean, you could.